Guys, good morning, how are you doing? Welcome back to a brand new video. £220 worth of clubs and bag behind me. I'll show you a few of the purchases I've made, and then obviously this video, should you be restoring your wedges, i.e. cleaning them, getting the rust off, or leaving them on, there's arguments for both, especially a few of the wedges this year, especially the tailor-made, very much pro rust. £220 for the bag. I've got a milled grind tailor-made wedge here, for example. I paid £35 for that. It's in really good condition. All I would say though is that these brand new are £99, and second hand they're going for like 60. I've already actually sold this for £54.99 and postage as well. So if you're looking for a very up-to-date new wedge, tailor-made mill grind, not the new one that's come out this year, but last year's, are going very cheap. Just make sure the grooves are good. Callaway Jaws wedge, I paid £45 for this. There's quite a lot of scratch marks on the front of the face, which you might be able to see there. That is now sold for $79.99 plus a bit of postage as well. It's got a really good grip on it. Overall, great condition, just a few scratches, and that's the only problem with these like taupe or black or matte finishes. You only have to hit, I don't know, 50 wedge shots, and the paintwork's always going to come off, which is a bit of a shame. And then these are kind of my bargain basement clubs. I wasn't intending on buying these. Josh, obviously, if you're watching this video, the gentleman that sold them to me, he brought them along. I offered him £10 each, and the faces are pretty much knackered. And what I want to do, I'm going to put them in Coke, see how much rust comes off. Can I clean them up a bit? I have seen a few of these sell, even a rusty pair of these, the exact same like degrees, for example, go for about £54, which I was quite surprised about. And then I'm going to clean them up, because even though I want these to be not necessarily sparkling clean, we need some kind of groove action on the wedges themselves. So overall, oh yeah, and then the other £120 is on this Callaway staff bag, which hopefully I'm going to try and get 180 for. Now, I've spent about 3 hours cleaning this. Josh, it was not as clean as you promised. So I spent 3 hours scrubbing it. It now looks absolutely fantastic, and maybe someone out there, 269 I think, brand new, something like that, and maybe someone will pay me 180. The only issue with those things is postage. Getting the box big enough for it to fit in, and then postage is like £20–25, because it's obviously so heavy and so big. Just going to go and pick up an SLDR S drive as well. I've done a few videos on those before. Absolute units of clubs, really good condition. £45 for that. I'm going to go and pick it up now, hopefully get 90 for it, or 85, something like that, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to start restoring those wedges, which is the main topic. Just arrived at this gentleman's house, going to go and pick up the driver. As I said, £45 cash for the driver. They don't really sell that much, to be honest. It's actually a really good driver to have a look out for. I mean, not the most forgiving driver, it's all about raw distance. It was like the longest driver that came out that year, the SLDR. Not the most forgiving, solo spinning, goes a mile, and they normally sell for about £50–60, but the condition on this one looked really good, so I'm kind of taking a punt, hoping the condition or the pictures hold up, and then maybe we make, I don't know, 75, or we get 75–80 for it, but that's all down to what it looks like. So let me go knock on the gentleman's door, go and pick it up. Let's have a look. Farewell. So I'll give you a better look when we finally get home, but obviously SLDRS is in unbelievable condition for £50. So hopefully I will get 80, maybe 90 at a push. Hasn't got a head cover, which is unfortunate. I might even try and source a head cover for it, because the condition of it's great. I did ask Phil, if you've got any other clubs, by the way, or if you have any clubs in the future you want to sell. He was like, well, I've got this Ping G20 out the back there with head cover, again, really good condition, a couple of sky marks. I've given him 45 for it. Again, no, I'm not going to make much on it, maybe 70–80 pounds, so maybe 20–30 pounds, but because obviously I've travelled out here, it's worthwhile, because potentially I'm making a bit on the combined sale of these two, so that was very much worth it. Good times. Okay, back home. Before I give these bad boys a bit of a scrubbing, a bit of an attack, let me show you the driver that I just bought, as well as a Ping G20 that kind of came out of the blue. Okay, so here's the SLDRS, really good condition. Hopefully you can see that with the light. The light's pretty bad, but no sky marks, which is great. Face is really good condition. There are some marks on the other side of the drive, which you can see there, but when you're standing or addressing the ball, you're not really going to see those, which I quite like. And obviously I'd rate that as quite a good driver. Now I said, did you have any more clubs? And he was like, I've got this ping driver. Now I probably should have checked a bit better, because if you look closely, there's a lot more scratch marks on the top of the driver. Face is really good, which is kind of what I took it for granted for. There are some sky marks on the top there as well. Hopefully you can see those. But it came with a head cover and ping G20s to sell quickly. Sorry, lighting was terrible. Kind of pushed the boat out, kind of gone 79.99 on the ping G20. But let's get into these wedges. I'm going to put them in Coke first, see what that does. We all put the penny in Coke when we were younger. Let's see if it does the same thing to these, and then afterwards I'm going to give them a scrub. Now performance wise, obviously I haven't hit them before, but they're going to spin well. It's more of how do wedges perform out the rough, and I haven't got a launch monitor, and I don't think it's even going to rain anytime soon for us to give it a wet test. So all I want to see is aesthetically, how well do these clean up, and then potentially get them rusting a bit more evenly so aesthetically they look better. They're £10 each though, so I'm not going to lose much on them. Let's do it.
Okay, so it's been about 5 hours and I can already start to see a lot more silver going on underneath there, like that basically just will wipe off the rust at the top there. So, oh wow, look at the back. Interesting. Obviously I'm going to leave these overnight, but I do want to just give them a tiny bit of a scrub now, just get mainly most of that dirt off. That one's definitely starting to get a bit more shiny, especially the sole of it as well. So they're definitely cleaning up a bit. So I'm going to give them a bit of a scrub and then obviously leave them overnight. I want to see what they look like obviously in the morning. But it's obviously working, it's doing something.
It feels so grotty cleaning something with full fat Coke. I don't know, I can't quite describe it, but I'm only going to use Coke to clean them, so here we go. Look at all of that. So you can see the face now definitely coming through a tiny bit more, and then obviously at the back as well. Even when I was like scouring it though, like the metal scourer was doing zilch, nothing to get anything out. If anything, it's just taking the dirt out of the grooves. But to be fair, grooves aren't too bad at all. I actually thought the grooves were a lot worse than they are, but I think most of the rust has actually come out of the grooves now, and they're definitely playable, which is really good. So should have bought more Coke really, because it'd been good to top it up and see exactly what a fresh new can would have done. But I'm going to clean up the other one, pop them back in, leave them overnight, and then we get to obviously see what they look like tomorrow. Okay, on second thought, scrap that. Deliveroo, amazing app, free shout out, you're welcome SAS Golf. I'll go order more Coca Cola. I'm going to top both of these up so it's fresh for overnight, as I want the best results. No point doing this half-assed. And good morning. Let's see how they have both done. Let's see if it's even been worthwhile. Let's see what kind of damage has been done, or potentially what good has been done. Probably not. Okay, well that's not bad at all, to be fair. Now getting Coke all over the Astro. Right, let me even let that focus. Okay, there we have it. Coke only, and that's cleaned up pretty good, to be fair, compared to where it was. Now I can still see actually quite a bit of dirt. I might have to give it a bit more of a scrub. I can see quite a bit more dirt in between the grooves now, and I don't know if that's dirt or if that's rust. It's kind of got this oil can finish. These wedges are designed to rust at the end of the day. You do get some decent grip, especially at wetter conditions when it's rusty. But at the same time, you do need those grooves to be somewhat clean. If they're blocked, then it's pretty much pointless having a quite like high friction surface. I'm really impressed with the way the back turned out though. I think the logo's the important bit. If that's like white and clean and this is all clean, that's all cool. It's definitely weathered, and you can see the shaft down the side here. That's what it used to be like. So I mean, let me know in the comments down below, which one do you actually think looked better? Do you think it looked better when it was just rusting before, or actually better now? Let's have a look at this one. Oh, this one hasn't done as well, to be fair. Oh no, it has kind of. Once you kind of give it a bit of a rub. I think I need to give these both a bit of a scrub as well, actually. If I
scrub both of these down. I think actually quite a lot of this this rust will actually come off as well. Here's the second wedge. Here's the second wedge. Let me give them both a quick rub down, try and get most of this, because that's kind of just sitting on the surface now. And then we'll have a quick look at what they both look like. There we have it. Finished product. What do you guys think? I don't think in terms of performance, apart from cleaning the grooves out, but I don't think the Coke had any part of that whatsoever. I think I could have probably just done that with warm water and any kind of scouring brush. But overall, aesthetics, they definitely look cleaner. There'll probably be more people's taste, but personally I think the rust looked quite cool. They definitely wouldn't have changed any kind of a performance, I don't think, as before, but you can definitely see they're oil canned finish, so they're designed to go rusty anyway, so they'll probably go rusty again if left in the certain conditions. So guys, there we have it. 2 Cleveland wedges Coke experiment. Let me know if you thought this was a pointless video or if you actually found that quite interesting. I've been wanting to do that for ages. Anyway, I've got loads of coaching today, so I need to go off and do that. I'll probably put these on eBay a bit later and hopefully they sell. See you later guys.